Okay guys, we're going to have a little look at the Answers Hub. So let me grab my coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, roll the intro, and we'll see what's in there. Warm welcome to one and all. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Answers Hub after my little trip. Because where have I been? Well, we went down to wish one of the guys safe journeys because he's moving over to far off lands. And we had a little bit of a get together. So it was a great meet. There they are. There he is, little Rhino off on his little journey. So it was great to put faces to guys. And we're doing more of this as we go on. It was absolutely superb. But let's jump into the Answers Hub and see where we're up to. Well, we're up to our little smiler. A little salute to you, kid. And it's actually quite an interesting question. But there's not a straightforward answer to it. So I'll do the best I can. Can I take my personal view on scaling up? And once you reach a certain size wage you're happy with, do you stay for a while or just slowly increase your size, daily allowance, month to compound and growth? Okay. It might be an idea just to show you an example and sort of then explain what we're talking about. At the minute, we're doing the small account. Now, this is done with Black Bull. And there is a link for that down in the bottom if you want to follow it. I've done 972 today to grow that account to 1180. Okay, you guys watch me do this. We've taken money out of it. Well, actually, part of it even paid for that trip because it took some money out, and why not? So if I pull the journal in, we'll be able to see the growth. Now, this is what it's been doing from the start. If you remember, we start with 200 quid. We've been harvesting, and this month I'm looking to harvest at least twice, possibly even weekly. Okay, so it's all about put my teeth back in, steady growth. I'm not looking to reinvent the wheel. I'm not looking to build Rome in a day. I'm looking to be paid. Now at the moment, from May, this is put 3,700 into the pot. But what I'm doing all the time is working on what's called a baseline. Okay, now the baseline is this bit here. Okay, and what that's all about is here. If I have £1,000 at the beginning of August, I'll make money from that. And then next month, I'll look to increase that £1,000. I'll explain that in just a second. Okay, and then take money out as I'm going, because if I constantly leave money in the account, I'll have a tendency to use it with trades. I can blow it, and then there's no point. At least if I've harvested the money, I can grow. Okay, now the next part of this is you're asking about size, and I'm going to come back to this when I switch the screens off. The size is important because, again, if we come through to August, we'll see I have a lot size here of 50p, which is what I started with. And I'm not really increasing it until that gets over 60. So we've done our trade this morning, which is here. And I'm going to put 55 in there. So on the next win, I'll be able to put that to 60, which means I'll start the bid size at 60 pence. Why? Because MT5 moves up in increments of 10. So it can't do 0.55. It would have to go 0.50, 0.60. So this slows me down. So again, we're just steadily growing up the pot. And because I'm doing that, it means this lot up here naturally increases. Okay, that's my split for this month, or this week rather, because if I look at it every Friday and if I harvest, so on Friday I'll take out whatever profits there, so it'll be 90 quid, which means that balance will drop back. Kind of give you an example. So if I put 90 into the wage, you'll see that dropped back, but the growth stayed the same. Okay. So again, steady growth controls the account, but I was paid as well. This sheet controls everything for me. Tells me exactly what I'm looking for. Now, why do I work with this sheet, and why do I do baselines and harvests? Well, let me kind of explain it. If I went at the market all the time, and I'm constantly trying to over leverage, because you'll have seen on my notes, I'm actually looking to bring the leverage down. When we're doing that small account, you saw me open up a new account, and we took the money out of one, so you could see the money movement into the new account, but the new account had less leverage. That slows me down, stops blowing the account. Why did I do that? Because the account had got to a certain level. Okay. Now, what's the level? It's enough just to open up the orders I want for the value of the account. Now, I work to a mantra of £1,000. Now, if you kept on doing £1,000 and you get up to £100,000 account, suddenly your position size is huge. So this comes to the next part of your question. Yes, I do cap it. Once you get your account up to, well, in this case, say you want to do 2.5 lots per trade, which is roughly where I'm at on my main account. You need 25,000 plus to do it. Now at 25,000, it can be done, but it's still pretty scary and it's still hard. But when you get it to 30,000, 35 and so forth, it starts becoming relatively easy because the actual stress on the account starts moving down. But 2.5 lots will pay you very well. So again, it then comes down to your maths. How much do you want per year? Most people come to me and say, I just want to be rich. Rich to one person is not rich to another. Yeah, because one of the things with this game is everybody thinks they're going to be a millionaire of 200 quid. It ain't happening. It's just not happening. Not in the short term. Not saying you can't compound and grow it up, because you can. Look at the Vanguard account. That's touching, it'll hit 90,000 very soon. And you've seen that grow in a relatively short period of time from humble beginnings. But it's been hard work, you know. And that's what this is all about. So whatever you're aiming at, do take breaks and don't try to increase your account very quickly. Slow, steady steps. Take money out of it as you go, and every month start with a baseline. Now, what's a baseline? A baseline is what's controlling your position size at the beginning of the month. So in this case, we got it to £1,000, so we rounded it back to £1,000, had a jolly time with the money over the top, and then that £1,000 is going to generate X amount this month, and then next month we'll try and start it with, say, £1,100 or £1,200, whatever, and then 1,200 would become the new baseline, which means my position size will naturally have increased, but I'll have been paid as well. So I'm taking money out and I'm taking breaks all the time, and I'm just slowly moving up the position size till I get to a point where I can be paid what I want. Just take whatever you want for the year, divide it by 52 weeks, or in my case 48 weeks, and it'll tell you how many trades you need to take, how much your position size needs to be, etc. And then you can work out what your... Well, in fact, I'll show you. I'll show you. Right. This is a wage maker. I work to a basic salary of 30,000 a year. Doesn't sound a lot, and trust me, it's just a basic salary. I used to work in blue chip, and it was always a basic salary and OTE earnings. OTE earnings is on-target earnings. Well, my on-target earnings far exceeded my basic, but my basic is what pays my bills. I want 30,000 a year. Why do I want 30,000 a year? I've got no debt, so it's all just spending money for me, and that buys me a holiday, puts clothes on my back, and puts food on the table and pays the basic bills in the house. And because I haven't got a mortgage, I don't need to earn that much. So all I would do is put 30,000 into here. So that's what I want. I've based it on 48 working weeks of the year. Why? Because I'm going to be wrong. So that's going to wipe out some weeks. But I'm also going to have days off. So that'll take some time out. So that's a month off. Okay. Well, if that's the case, I need to work that to £125 per day. If I do £125 a day, I'll get my 30,000 at the end of the year. I know I'm going to be wrong, so I need to earn a little bit more than 125 a day, and that's why you see me at about 200 quid. So if I pull this down, this is based on kind of 5 days, etc., etc. How many trades do I want to take per day? Well, if I want to take one, I need to be running at £6.10 per trade. So if I do £6.10 per trade and I do an average trade of 20 pips, that's all I need to do, and I'll end the year on 30,000. Now let's just say I only do 10 pips a day, which isn't bad. You know, you can find 10 pips in a heartbeat. I either need to trade twice if my position size is 6 whatever, or I have to start increasing what's going on. So just copy that down, and it should come down to a formula of 1 eventually. Oops, sorry. Just copy the formula down. There we go. 12 quid is what I would need with one trade. And then what that'll do, that'll give me 30,000 per year. So this sheet helps me as well, because it tells me what position size I need to be at, how many trades I need to take. Now, if I'm journaling correctly, and I know I can do 2 trades a day, fine. I need to be working out that I need a position size of roughly 610 to 640, which means I need in my account a minimum to get there of 6,000 to 7,000 pounds. Now, depending on margin requirements, etc., I mightn't have enough to do a £6 position with 7,000 on certain products. So therefore, I would need an account with high leverage, which is why we use Black Bull, because you can start at a 500 to 1 leverage. But because I'm trading the same assets over and over, I know I can start bringing my account size down because I don't need the leverage to open up the positions. Hope that kind of makes sense. I know I do things differently than most, but I do it for a living. I've done it for a long time, and it was my job. I didn't come into this through YouTube or a fancy ad. I actually did it for a living in industry, as well as doing it for a living full time now. So I hope that helps, and do keep your questions coming. Do keep going into the Answers Hub, and I'll try and put it into perspective the best I can. And that's it, guys. So as always, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.